Howdy there, folks. I am the Psychic Pineapple. Now, I'm here doing something a little bit different. I'm doing a grass monotype run here in Scarlet. Now, I actually haven't done this part a bit, but I'd like to go over a few of the rules I'm going to be using in this challenge. First of all, like a bunch of other challenge run channels, I won't be using items during battle, only outside, also excluding held items. I also have to catch only grass types with 2 exceptions. Eevee, in case I use a Leafeon, and the final Force Koraidon fight, and there's not really much I can do to get around that one. Also, now that I remember, there's also going to be another exception to that rule that you're going to find out about much later into the video, so stick around to find out why. And now the final rule, I'm going to be completing the main storyline of the game, which is the final fight of Area 0. That means every Titan, every Starbase, every gym, the Elite Four, the Champion, Nemona, Arven, Penny, and the last AI fight. And also, this isn't a Nuzlocke, so my Pokemon can die, but if this video does well, I might consider doing one. I'm going to start off this challenge by picking Sprigatito and naming her Mio. I also go in Naba Hoppip, I named Helicopter. Now, it has been a bit since I finished Violet, so I'm just now remembering that the multiple star crews would just annihilate grass types. There's the Fire crew, the Poison crew. That's about it for the ones that would annihilate grass types. But they are still very dangerous. Also, there's an Ice Gym, and the first gym is even Bug type. This might be tough. So I'm just gonna go and find a few more Pokemon, just to prepare to face that first gym. And these ones, most of them are gonna stick around for most of the run. Starting off, we have Edward the Deerling, Oil the Smoliv, who I kinda ditch, and Mina the Skiddo. And finally, another one who's gonna be a staple of my team, Jalapeno the Capsakid. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really have any good type coverage against Bug, mostly because I forgot you can just buy a Firestone in the store. I'm not used to that, gonna be honest. My main idea is to just rush into the gym and, do it completely unprepared, just to see what I'm up against. Like I do all the time. Now, Katy starts out with a bug that nearly kills Mio, but she survives the attack on 1 HP and finishes off with a bite. Next is that spider one, that I just kinda don't remember the name of, despite seeing it only a few moments ago. Jalapeno flinches it on every single hit. Out next is Teddiursa. Jalapeno gets 1 shot. Oh, so you swap in Helicopter because he's a flying Terra type, maybe? Oh, it does nothing. I send Mina out to Tail Whip and hopefully let Mio do some good damage. Oil manages to dodge a Fury Cutter and crit a tackle, leaving Mio as my last. Unfortunately, it survives a hit and kills Mio, meaning I've got to do a little leveling up. I end up doing the tried and true method of not being stupidly underleveled, and I may have gone a bit overboard, as Mio evolved to Florigato. I think that's what it's called. Gen 9's my least played, but one of my favorites. I haven't had enough time to remember all the new Pokemon, to be honest, and my first playthrough was with Skeledirge. Now, attempt 2, I start having Mio Hone Claws and then bite the Nimble to death. Tarantula doesn't get to move still. It gets flinched by Mio's bite, and Teddiursa is last again, and I feel like my strategy of just spam bite is gonna work. I can feel it in my soul. It Fury Cutters Mio, leaving her on 2 HP, and then she bites it and kills it. Easy. Next up is... I have no idea. I decided to boot up my Violet game, and it looks like I went to the Open Sky Titan last. I don't know why I did it in that order, but I'm actually gonna head to the Stonecliff Titan first, because there's absolutely no way that my team could handle a flying type at this level. Now, you do have to fight them first every time before you get the help from Arven, but it just gets obliterated with leafage. The joys of having an adamant Florigato. Arven runs up next to me to help me take out this beast of a Klawf. I use Home Claws and then Leafage to deal as much damage as I can. It then Rock Smashes Mio, and, because its defense dropped from the previous Leafage, it goes down in the last one. Now, I decide to make the next decision to go to the Artisan Gym. The grass one. I don't think it'll be too difficult right now, but there's only one way to find out. So first, I gotta find all of these Sunflora. First out is Petalil, and I'm feeling like some very light strategizing. I Home Claws twice, then Spam Bite. It's kinda different than the last gym. I only used Home Claws once more, or a third time, because I misclicked. The Smoliv is out next and gets 1 shot by a bite, because, 3 boost bite, also it's a Smoliv. Truly Wudo is out next, and it doesn't get 1 shot. In fact, gets off a rock move, and then gets flinched and dies. Alright, that was very easy. So I'd like to imagine that it's time to go up against the Bird Titan. Why? Because I'm way too used to an upgrade Miraidon from Violet. I really want to get all the abilities. I'm still not used to the fact that the last upgrade you get is the one that lets you climb walls. That just kinda sucked. Well, I ran up there, and I also got obliterated. I was at least hoping Hoppip's Flying Terra type would let it survive a wing attack, but nope. Didn't even get a hit off. I'm actually gonna go after Giacomo, but first, a stop to get more potential teammates. Cactus the Cacnea and Sheriff the Brambling. Only Sheriff sticks around. because, you know, Mio's already gonna become a grass dark type. I don't really need 2 of them now. Now then, I end up encountering Noclavel and rush into the dark base with haste. First up is Poniard, so I have Sheriff use Infestation. I don't really have a good switch into Edward, so I sack Sheriff so Edward can double kick the Poniard. Starmobile is out next, and it drops Edward's special defense and snarls a bunch while I have him double kick. Helicopter is out next since he has Fairy Wind, though he doesn't really do a lot because, you know, Hop-Ip, or whatever it is now, I don't remember. It's been a while since I'm recording this and I'm not actually looking at the video. It Metal Sounds twice and kills him. It then gets the last sleep off of Mio, leaving Mina to take it out with Razor Leaf. What? Okay, so, Big Bird again. I have Sheriff infest it twice in a row before sending out Edward to double kick it. It rock throws instead of attacking with a flying move, so Edward gets off a good hit. Eventually, Mio gets the final hit in and makes it flee to its cave. I have Helicopter hit it with Poison Powdered first. It torments before taking a big hit from Fairy Wind, and Arven kills it easily though. No, I'm actually gonna pull up like a leveling guide, kind of like recommended areas you should go based on level. Looks like Lavencia should be the next place. But before that, I have to go fight Nemona. I do encounter a visual bug during this fight. I really hope doesn't happen again during the gym fight. Now then, it's time to be in a streamer's stream and find Clive. Also, maybe find a few gym trainers. Starting off the fight, Iono does a quick interview before she throws a bird at my Tumbleweed. Thankfully, Sheriff is also dead, so he hexes it twice to kill. I send out Mio, who gets intimidated, but I have to Home Claws first and then Seed Bomb. Bella Bolt is out next and eats a crit from a Seed Bomb before paralyzing Mio, but even with that, she still outspeeds and kills it. Outlast is one of my favorites, Miss Magius, but I can see it coming after I selected my move. Mio's been paralyzed, meaning she's about to eat a very deadly hex. It's now time for my absolute least favorite thing in Pokemon. Confusion. It kills Edward since he only gets off a single bullet seed due to confusion self-damage. Thankfully, Sheriff is having none of that and kills with 2 bullet seeds. Now, the level recommendation guide is saying I should probably go to Mela next. However, I feel like that'd be a very bad idea at my team's current level, seeing as she is the Fire-type Team Star. I'm gonna go after Orthworm instead. And well, it got its ass kicked. It was one-shot by the now fully evolved Jalapeno. Cause you know, I just forgot I could buy Evolution Stones. Now, for the next Orthworm fight, a Jalapeno kills it once more in a single crit flamethrower. So much for a Titan, huh? I think I'm gonna go after the Water Gym next. Though I kinda stumbled into its challenge when looking for Bramblin, and I'm a decent enough level for it. I didn't really want to lose horribly to Mela, so let's see what I could do for his test. Oh, I have to give him his wallet and then buy groceries for him. Yeah, sure. Okay, Veluza is out first, and I'm hoping to kill it with a bunch of bullet seeds because I genuinely forgot to swap Jalapeno out for someone like Mio. Thankfully, she was able to kill it in 2 turns. Mio is next out to one-shot Bug Trio. Outlast is Crabominable, who could be a problem, you know, as in those ice moves. Oh, it's already dead. Seed Bob crit and one-shot it. Oh, well, nothing to worry about then, I guess. I win! Hooray! I think it should be okay to take on the Firestar team now. Oh, I was wrong. I wrote that before I did this. You know, I'm writing this as I go along. Oh, I was so wrong. Mio took quite a beating inside the grunts. Inside the grunts. No, don't be inside the grunts. Mio took quite the beating against the grunts, which is, you know, kind of what I was worried about. My main plan is to leave with Jalapeno and hope she can at least take out Torkoal with Zen Headbutt, since, you know, fire is only neutral to her. But it appears that won't be the case. Torkoal kills with Flame Wheels. I swap into Mina since she has Bulldoze and hope it's good enough. Thankfully, she does outspeed it and kill. Unfortunately, Reverum is faster and one-shots her before she can get a hit in. Then one-shots Helicopter. Mio gets 2 good hits in with Quick Attack that do no damage, and then it, you know, kills her too. Okay, she swept my team. I guess I wasn't ready, as poor Edward is all that's left. Sure, he survives 1 hit, but after that, he's doomed. I think I'm gonna attempt Larry next, because, you know, oof. The next team star is Poison type. Now, Larry still could be dangerous due to his Ace being a Staraptor, and him also being the Flying Elite Four, because, you know, Staraptor. Not to mention, I'm fairly underleveled. Now, my main plan is to kind of, you know, level up a bit first, and take out most of his team without killing Edward, because the only moves that the Staraptor knows are Facade and Aerial Ace. So if I Terrastalize Edward, his Terra type is normal, so it should be able to withstand an attack from the Staraptor. At least that's what I think. I didn't look up stats because I'm not that good at Pokemon yet to just know stats and know when crit ranges and know all that kind of stuff that some people are crazy enough to know. Okay, so it's finally time to fight Larry. A few changes happened. First of all, Mio became a Meowscarada. Edward also evolved into Sawsbuck, and Mina is a Go-Goat now. It's beautiful. Now, it's time, finally, for my favorite gym leader, Larry. He starts with Kamala, and I lead with Jalapeno. I'm kinda hoping I can kill it with a few flamethrowers, and kinda just not take too much damage, which is apparently what happened, as I did not write any follow-up to that. He then sends out a Dunsparks, and I send in Mio. Now, in my first playthrough, I used Skeleturge, so I know what Flower Trick does, but damn is it a fun move. Guaranteed hit and guaranteed crit. Beautiful. Now, it's time for Edward. And Staraptor has Intimidate. Right, that's not looking too good. He does survive an Aerial Ace, but dies to Facade. I send Mia out next, and she can probably survive one flying attack. She does, but dies to a Facade. I send Sheriff in and hopefully let him infest, but unfortunately he dies in one hit. Jalapeno also dies to one hit. Helicopter next, and gonna be honest here, it's probably who I should have sent in first, but I wasn't really thinking. So he can get off a Stun Spore. I then hit Staraptor with an Acrobatics, and it's almost dead now. Hopefully, since both are paralyzed, Meowscarada can hopefully outspeed. She hits it with a Flower Trick, and secures me the Medalley Gym Badge. Nemona is out next, and I know I've skipped over a few battles against her. Specifically, all of the intro. I literally just skipped from getting the Pokemon to doing the gyms. But in this one, she has a Lycanroc, another favorite of mine, and she uses it to massacre Jalapeno. But Edward Hornleeches it a bunch and kills. Out next is a Goomy who gets taken out by Zen Headbutts, then Palmo. And now, it's time for another one of my favorite mechanics, Paralysis Luck. Now, finally, is Klawf. Oh, it's dead. That was fast. Montenevera is next, and I think I'll finish the next gym instead. Looking at her team, it has a Mimikyu, another one of my favorites, but not my absolute favorite, and another 3 Pokemon. Still not that many for some reason. I don't know why. Leaders should pretty much have more at this point, to be honest. Now, I am a tad underleveled here, but it shouldn't matter too much. My team is fairly solid. Not only that, but Jalapeno and Mio both have dark moves. Now, I'm not expecting a super hard battle. Banette dies without ever getting a chance, Mimikyu goes down fairly easily, then Houndstone and Huckstricity are both out, and they kill both Jalapeno and Mio. Thankfully, I have Mina and Edward out next. Unfortunately, Edward takes a big hit, Toxtricity gets bulldozed, Mina dies to a Phantom Force, and Edward avenges her with a Horn Leash, finishing this gym off once and for all. Until the post-game if I ever decide to do it. Now then, I'd like to unlock the next level of Koraidon upgrades, so I'm heading back to the desert. I'm gonna throw Zen Headbutts at this Titan until Jalapeno dies, and ooh. Turns out it's only one Zen Headbutt before she dies. Okay, Flower Trick from Mio, oh she died too. To be honest, I completely forgot what type it is, but Grass is super effective. Looking it up, it's a ground fighting. Mina is out next, and she gets to have fun with Seed Bomb. For some reason, it did Rapid Spin instead of a second Brick Break and didn't kill, so that's wonderful, I guess. Arven sends out a Scovillain while I send out Jalapeno, who immediately gets off the hit with 5 Bullet Seeds. Next out is Mio, who I swap into, baiting a ground attack. 2 Flower Tricks end up doing the, trick. Great Tusks is finally dead. Now then, let's find out if we can finally take out the Firestar team. Starting off, Jalapeno takes out Torkoal slowly, but easily. She ends up landing a crit defense-dropping crunch just in time for Mio to come out and shine. Mela decides to Screech instead of attacking, which was a pretty big mistake. Mio lands a devastating Night Slash and follows it up with a quick attack, finally finishing off the Firestar crew. Now then, the Alfornada Gym. Psychic type. I'm not super worried or anything. I feel Mio could handle a lot due to her dual dark typing. However, Nemona wants to fight and I'm ready for it. Lycanroc dies to a Flower Trick. Absolutely expected that. Sligo is out next, and I have Mio hit it with 2 Night Slashes. Palmot then comes out in Paralysis, because, of course it does. At least I still have Quick Attack. Quaquaval is out next, so I swap into Edward and have him Horn Leech. But Quaquaval is faster and kills it. And that's fine. Mina has Seed Bomb, and unless the damn thing stops flinching me. Thankfully, Quaquaval missed an Air Slash and Mina was able to finish it off with a Seed Bomb. Now, for the gym challenge. This one's especially kind of annoying since I'm not using a standard Switch controller and my buttons are all over the place. The battles are all easy though. Night Slash and Flower Trick. If they happen to resist Dark. Farigiraf is up first. It uses a Dark move against Mio. A Dark type. And then I accidentally pressed Quick Attack twice in a row for some reason. Gardevoir is out next, so I decide to send in Sheriff due to him knowing Hex. But I've really got to look into my moves more, because I use Hex instead of Phantom Force, which is a move that he uses now. It is, more damaging because his attack is a bit higher. Okay, Mina's out next because, dead. She goes in for the Seed Bomb and kills it. Espatha is also next. It takes decent damage from Seed Bomb, but it kills me in with a Psychic. I bring in Mio and have her Night Slash. She does good damage, but unfortunately it isn't enough if she dies to a fairy attack. Once more, Edward is in to barely finish the fight off with a Horn Leech. Now then, the leveling guide recommends the next location, Ice Gym. Thankfully, Ice only resists Ice, but it's still super effective against Grass, especially against a Pokemon like Helicopter, who's quad weak to Ice, because flying. My main idea for this is to rely on Jalapeno and her Flamethrower to do some of the heavy lifting. Frostmoth should be incredibly susceptible to that, because, you know, Ice Bug. She also has Beartic and Cetacean, with her Terra Pokemon being Altair. Oh, I also just realized this is the last gym, but there's so much more stuff to do. I'm literally only like halfway into my script as I'm reading this. I still have to finish the last Titan and the last 2 Star Crews, though now that I'm also looking back, I mean to say last 3 Star Crews, plus the Elite Four, Champion, and you know, all the other fights you have to do against the main story characters, and the whole Area Zero story. Now, I don't know if it needs to be said, but Frostmoth dies to the 4-time super effective Flamethrower sent by Jalapeno. Beartic is out next, and survives. Unfortunate, he gets off a devastating Icicle Crash. The Titan is out next and finishes off Jalapeno. Mio is out and deals good damage with Flower Trick, but dies to Ice Spin. Mina takes a hit from it and is barely left standing. Then Titan Ice Shards and kills it. I have Sheriff use Phantom Force next to finish it off. I keep him in for Altair and Terrastalize going for Ghost type. Then I Phantom Force again. It Moonblast, so I Phantom Force again. It Hurricanes, which doesn't work because of Wind Rider, allowing Sheriff to Phantom Force again. And with that, I've assassinated Altair. Now, I know it would have made the challenge harder, but like, why didn't Grusha have a full team of 6? His team has the highest levels out of all the gym leader. Hell, even the Elite Four don't have full teams of 6. It's a genuinely strange choice to me. I don't know, it just feels too easy. It doesn't stop me from loving this game though. Now, I could go straight for the league, but I'm not gonna do that. Instead, I'm heading straight for the next Titan. First is against Dondozo. It goes down to 3 Seed Bombs. Second fight, I lead with Mio and spam Flower Trick, but that isn't the real Titan. Next out is Tatsugiri. Thankfully, it's still a water type, so Grass is only neutral instead of resisted. It does, however, kill Mio as I send in Edward to finish off the rest of his health. He crits a Horn Leech and is now dead, meaning I finished the main part of the Legends path. Arven finally has Bostiff healed. I finally have Koraidon healed, meaning I can go beat him up at any time I want at the lighthouse. But I'm not. I'm gonna save that for later. So next up would be Team Star's Poison Crew. Now, gonna be honest here, I'm a bit overleveled. I didn't want to be decimated like I was at the first fire base, so can you really blame me? First, I swap Mina into Bulldoze, but she gets badly poisoned and doesn't kill with Bulldoze. Muck also survives the Bulldoze and Mina dies. Edward drops in as he Zen Headbutts. Reverum is next as well, and it dies to 3 Zen Headbutts. Following is another Reverum, it ends up killing Edward. Oh, that's unfortunate. Mio goes in as she goes in for a final 2 Night Slashes to finish it off. And now it's time to take the Fighting Crew. Oh, wait, never mind. Apparently, I forgot Ortega even existed. Gonna be honest, I either forgot he existed or I just thought I already took him out. I don't know why, but I'm gonna do him first. Now, just a quick side note, I forgot to record this fight. The video was paused in OBS, and I forgot to unpause it. And then I saved my game after I beat it. So there was no way for me to go back to re-record the fight. So, as sort of a, just to make up for that, I'm just gonna like puppet some PNGs around for this. Okay, cool. He has an Azumarill. It gets harmed by a Seed Bomb but doesn't die. Instead, it bounces and kills Jalapeno. Mina is out next to spam Horn Leech. She does kill Wigglytuff, but her attack gets dropped, so I swap her into Edward. He barely survives 3 play roughs, and finishes off Doc's Bun with Horn Leech. Reverum ends up one-shotting though. I'm trying to deal as much damage with Mio now, hoping she can withstand at least 1 hit, and thankfully she does, and gets off 3 Flower Tricks. Mina is out next and gets confused in Horn Leeches, then dies to Confusion, because everyone loves Confusion. Helicopter is out next to spam Acrobatics, and hoping to kill. Sheriff is out last. He gets hit with a Magical Torque, dropped to 1 HP, confused, and manages to hit a single bullet speed, finally winning the fight. I'm gonna like pop up a screenshot of my team after the fight, and you'll notice everyone is dead but Sheriff on 1 HP. It wasn't even like a friendship one where he's like, oh, he toughed it out because he's your friend or something. No, he legitimately got dropped to 1 HP in this fight. Now then, it's Airy time. Toxicroak is out first. Yeah, one-shots. Okay, hopefully Edward can outspeed and not get insta. Nope, he can't, he dies. Mina survives on barely any health and gets off a low-damage Bulldoze. Thankfully, she dropped its speed twice in a row. But now I'm down 3 Pokemon already. And even though I know it's a bad idea, I send Mio in to Quick Attack Toxicroak. Simeon is out next, so I swap in Helicopter, who gets in 2 shots because Rock Tomb slowed her. It then one-shots Mio, leaving Sheriff. It kills, but then Lucario kills him. I'm gonna go back in with my team at a more appropriate level. Jalapeno still gets 1 shot. Thankfully, Edward lives and kills with a Zen Headbutt, because Toxicroak is 4 times weak to Psychic. I think I'm gonna go back in with my team at a more appropriate level. Jalapeno still gets 1 shot. Thankfully, Edward lives and kills with a Zen Headbutt, because, 4 times weak to Psychic. Simeon close combats, killing Edward. I go in for the risky move and send out Mio to Flower Trick, which kills due to the drop defense. Annihilate is out next, and I accidentally keep Mio in, which leads her dying to a second close combat. Mina is out next and hits with an Aerial Ace after its defense was dropped 2 stages, due to the close combats. Lucario outspeeds and kills Mina. Thankfully, Lucario has no super effective moves against Helicopter and can only Dragon Pulse. Then Reverie, one-shots Helicopter. I Terrasilize Sheriff in a hopeless attempt to beat the Starmobile. It was very hopeless, he still died. Poor Sheriff. I think I'm just gonna have to level up and get some items. In addition to that, I'm probably gonna want to Terrasilize Mio, just to make her Pure Grass to eliminate that fighting weakness, and give her a Miracle Seed to hopefully make her Flower Trick do more damage. And also lead with Edward instead of Jalapeno. Mio, Mina, Edward all have Miracle Seeds now, and Edward has an Expert Belt, just to make extra sure that Toxicroak dies. The team is all level 56 or higher now, and I'm confident I should be able to handle Airy. I definitely didn't forget to hit record again and have to redo the entire fight again despite winning. No, totally not. Anywho, I lead with Edward and the expected result happens. A one-shot kill against Toxicroak. I Terrasilize Mio and have her Flower Trick instead of just letting Edward die. She also one-shots Annihilate. Helicopter is once more out to acrobatic Lucario to death. Mio gets crit and paralyzed by Combat Torque, only getting off 1 Flower Trick. Jalapeño's Flamethrower does big damage though, since it's a special attack and stamina defense boosts mean nothing to it. She survives a big hit with 4 HP and kills it with 1 last Flamethrower. And it's finally over. All the main storylines are finally, for the most part, done. I can finish up the very last few parts of the game. Now, I want to do Penny and Clavel's fights first, but unfortunately it's not nighttime left, so I gotta go waste some time, and I'm gonna do that by beating up Arven. The Greedent manages to paralyze with the Body Slam, but Edward still outspeeds it. Scovillain is next up, so I send in Helicopter, who survives a Fire Blast, barely, and kills with 2 Acrobatics. Garganackle gets off a Stealth Rock while Mio kills with 2 Flower Tricks. Toadscruel ends up being 1 shot, but Cloyster gets off 4 Icicle Spears, killing Mio. Mina dives to another 4 Icicle Spears. Jalapeno survives Liquidation and then dies to a Boss Stiff. So does Edward and Sheriff. Helicopter doesn't though. Helicopter dies to the Stealth Rock. I guess I'm gonna go fight Clive now, because it is night. Edward gets yawned, so I swap into Sheriff, who gets 1 shot. Mio is out next, so I Terrasilize her into Flower Trick, the kill. Obama Snow is out next, so I swap into Jalapeno. She outspeeds and 1-shots with a Flamethrower. Gyarados is next, so I swap back into Mio, then into Helicopter because Intimidate. He then avoids a Stone Edge before getting hit with another, but at least he got 2 good Acrobatics in. Mio is out next to kill with Flower Trick. Poltegeist gets 1 shot as well. Among Us is next, so I send Jalapeno back out. It takes 2 Flamethrowers to kill, and outlasts my favorite Paldean starter, Skeledirge, which is kinda odd seeing as I prefer grass and water starters in the previous gens. Mina gets off 2 Bulldozes before dying. I decide to send Mio out to face the fire and hopefully kill with a Night Slash, but she doesn't and dies to Torch Song. Thankfully, Mina got a speed dropping Bulldoze earlier, so I was able to have Edward come in and kill with a Zen Headbutt. Oh boy, now it's time to kill Penny. Beat up Penny. Her Umbreon is first, so I have Edward double kick it until it dies. Flareon is next, so I send Mina into Bulldoze, however a Flare Blitz insta-kills her, severely dropping her health. Mio then finishes off with a Night Slash. Leafeon is next, so I send out Jalapeno. Now, X-Scissor does do a decent amount of damage, but Flamethrower does more. It dies, allowing me to send in Mio again. Vaporeon is next and gets KO'd by a single Flower Trick. Jolteon is next, so I Terrasilize and go into another Flower Trick, one that one-shots. Sylveon is last and it dies to a single Flower Trick as well. And finally, I've beaten the Team Star storyline. And now for that Arven rematch. Edward gets paralyzed, again, because of course he does. Helicopter once again almost dies to Fire Blast, but still kills. This time, I'm gonna Terrasilize Mio, and hopefully kill Garganackle before it can set up, which is exactly what happens. Toadstool dies to the same, and finally Cloyster gets one-shot and isn't able to get any stupid icicle spears off. The boss if is last. It doesn't get intimidated off, unfortunately, but Flower Trick still one-shots it, leaving the only challenge left for me to face. The Elite Four, Geeta, Nemona. Also Area 0, but hey, we'll get to that once I get past Nemona's storyline. Now then, Rika starts with Whiskash, dies to one Hornleech. Camerupt is out next, so I Terra Stylize the Flower Trick and hopefully one-shot it, because I'm pretty sure Terra Stylizing increases damage that your Terra type is. Hold on, I gotta look this up. Okay, looking it up, looks like it makes stab 2 times instead of 1.5, so yeah. It does do more damage. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, Rika's Donphan died, and so did Dugtrio. And to be honest, I've been playing so much Gen 7 recently, I forgot Dugtrio wasn't normally Steel type and almost switched out for no reason. Ground Terra Clodsire also gets one-shot by a Flower Trick. Next is Poppy, so I sent Jalapeno back into the lead against Copper Raja. It survives a hit and sets up a Stealth Rock. Corviknight is out next, and its Suicide rushes Jalapeno with a Brave Bird, killing her and itself. Mina's out next, and so is Magnezone, but it has Sturdy, so Mina kills it with 2 Bulldozes instead of 1. Bronzong is out next, so I send in Mio. She gets one shot with a Night Slash. Tinkaton is next, so I get Mio as far away from there as possible. I send in Edward. He gets some solid damage in with Double Kick before he dies. Then Mina dies to a Gigaton Hammer. I send Mio in and Terra Stylize her to remove her Dark type and go for a Night Slash. She survives a Brick Break and Tinkaton barely lives, so I have a quick attack to victory. Now then, what could be the hardest Elite Four fight? Kinda. Larry. I'm gonna keep leading with Jalapeno since, Larry leads with Tropius. So Raptor then one-shots Mio with a Brave Bird. So of course, I send Helicopter out and have him Acrobatics. Altair is next, and it's a Flying Dragon with 2 moves that annihilate grass types. I have Sheriff Phantom Force, and thankfully, Sheriff survives an Ice Beam and Phantom forces it twice to kill, which I'm pretty sure is just how I fought the Ice Gym leader's Altair. Oricorio is next, so I Phantom Force once more, but die after it ends. So I swap into Edward to Zen Headbutt, but he misses. Flamigo is next, and close combat to Edward, which drops its defense. I Terra Stylize Helicopter and have him Acrobatics. It doesn't kill, but Larry decides to boast. And then Brave Birds while Flamigo is almost dead. It dies and I have just beaten Larry. Hassel is next. Noivern flinches and kills Jalapeno before she can even do anything. Noivern then flinches Sheriff and kills him before he can do anything either. Noivern then kills Helicopter. Mio then Night Slashes and Quick Attacks, killing it. Frigalogy is next, so I send in Mina. It kills her, but it's low enough to be finished off by a Quick Attack from Mio. Flapple out next, but Mio avoids its Dragon Rush and kills with a Night Slash. Then there's Haxorus. Dragon Claws. Oof. Kills Mio. I send Edward in and miss another Zen Headbutt, killing him. I think I'm going to level my team up a bit here. After going a bit overboard on the ham sandwiches and experience points, I return to Hassel. This time, Noivern doesn't cause Jalapeno to flinch, and she gets off a good bite. Mio is out next and one-shots with a Night Slash. Dragalge is next and it doesn't poison Mina and dies to 2 Bulldozes. Flaplo's back out and, Dragon Rush once more misses with Mio, and she kills it with 2 Night Slashes. I keep Mio in for Haxorus though. Dragon Claw does quite a lot of damage, but Mio still kills it. And then there's Baxcalibur. I still keep Mio in to get off a really damaging Night Slash. It then outspeeds and kills Mina, and then Helicopter misses a Sunspore and dies in 1 hit. Sheriff dies to an Icicle Crash as well, and Edward's all that's left here. I Terra Stylize him, just in case it planned on Icicle Crashing again. But instead, Edward outspeeds and barely kills with a Double Kick. I always believed in you, Edward. Now, it's Geeta time. Last time I played through this game, I exploited her crippling weakness to Skeledirge. But this time, it might not be so easy. Or will it? Spartha dies to a crit Night Slash. Go-Goat is next, so I send in Jalapeno to kill it with 1 Flamethrower. King Gambit is next, so I keep Jalapeno in to Flamethrower it again. It also gets 1 shot. Avalugg also dies to a single Flamethrower. I mean, I know Jalapeno is a bit overleveled due to the last fight, but seriously, is she's just cripplingly weak to Dark and Fire and Ghosts and stuff like that. Veluza is next, so I send in Mio to finish it off with a Flower Trick. I don't even understand why they fully heal you after the Elite Four, only to have the final fight be this. Normally, Glamoria is Rock Poison, which might actually be dangerous to a team of all grass types, but Terra Stylizing removes its resistance to grass, meaning Mio just one-shots with a Flower Trick. To be honest, my team has terrible type coverage, but still managed to land only super effective hits. 2 are weak to Dark, 3 are weak to Fire, leaving her final one, which is Rock Terra type, which is weak to grass. How she managed to become top champion? Nobody knows. Now, for a fight that's definitely going to be harder, Nemona, Lycanroc is out first, gets one shot by Flower Trick. Palmot is being sent out next while swapping Mina. It close combats, dropping its defense, allowing a Bulldoze to one-shot. Gudra is next and it knows Ice Beam, so I've gotta be a bit careful around it. I send in Mio, she survives a hit from it and then kills with 2 Night Slashes. Orthworm is out next, so Jalapeno's back to one-shot it with a flamethrower, and then she burns the Dundar with it as well. She kills with a second flamethrower. Quaquavel is out last, so naturally I send in Mio. I Terra-Stylize her, even though it's entirely unnecessary, and then one shot with a Flower Trek. Okay, so it might not have been all that much harder, but like, I wasn't landing only super effective hits against her team. Now, I'm still not done. I need to go finish the Area Zero storyline before the credits roll. Starting off, the Great Crater, a part of the game I kind of really like due to the different characters interacting. It's fun to read through that stuff. Oh, yeah, there's also that Poison Rock thing that Lycan Rock immediately one-shots with the Droll Run. Wonderful. I unlocked the first lock. Screamtail is the next Pokemon that we encounter, and we just kind of spam neutral attacks against it until it dies, and I activate the second lock. Another great Tusk appears, and yeah, it dies quickly due to Seed Bomb and whatever Mabosstiff did while I was looking away from my screen to type. Okay, now then, you know I mentioned that exception earlier on. And this is it. For some reason, the only shiny I've ever found in Gen 9 is this Zweilous. Because hey, I'm just gonna box it and move it to a normal save after this. But yeah, shiny Zweilous. I'm happy. I like green, as you can tell by my entire team of grass types. Now then, Sada only uses Paradox Pokemon. And I feel like her Roaring Moon would be the most difficult due to, you know, dragon types. I'm gonna start off with Jalapeno due to counter Slitherwing, but it's actually time to go to the fight. You know, after all the other Paradox Pokemon outside, I have to place the book in the machine thing to deactivate a time machine. That's pretty cool. Starting off, Slitherwing barely survives the flamethrower and Jalapeno takes a big hit. I send Sheriff in when the Flutter Rings comes out, however it outspeeds and kills with Shadow Ball. It then kills Edward with Mystical Fire, but not before getting heavily damaged and torn by Hornleech. Mio is out next to Flower Trick. Screamtail's next. I send in Miena to Leaf Blade it multiple times. Thankfully, she tanks Ice Punches like a champ and is able to kill it. Sandy Shocks is next, so I'm back into Mio for Flower Trick. It dies in one hit. Meaning out next is Brute Bonnet. Jalapeno nearly kills with a flamethrower but dies to payback. Helicopter is out next to Acrobatics. He kills, and I keep him in to try and damage Roaring Moon as much as possible in one hit. Unfortunately, he dies to a single Stone Edge. Mina dies to a single Dragon Claw. I have Mio Terra-Stylize and Flower Trick. And despite the resistance, and because she is all that's left, Dragon Claw doesn't kill her. And she manages to kill it with one last Flower Trick, finishing off Sada's team for good. I have beaten Scarlet with only, wait, no, I can't say that yet, because there's a Koraidon fight, which is entirely scripted, by the way. No matter what happens, you will survive every single hit with 1 HP. You know, using the same messages that pop up with friendliness, though, I actually don't know how much friendliness that Koraidon starts with. I'm pretty sure looking it up, it's not that high, but I could just confirm this, but I'm too lazy. Now, with Koraidon defeated, AI Sada sent to the past, and the time machine destroyed, I have finally beaten Pokemon Scarlet using only grass types. I kind of want to do more challenges in Gen 9, since I genuinely enjoy these games quite a lot. I've been having so much fun with Indigo Disc on my Scarlet or Violet playthrough, but I also want to do more monotypes as well. Maybe even a Nuzlocke potentially, though I'm not sure though. They can take a lot more time due to me being bad at Nuzlocks. But I do want to do more monotypes. If you have any ideas, let me know in the comments below. Also, make sure to like and subscribe. This video took a lot of work, a lot of time, and a lot of storage space on my computer taken up for like a few weeks. Anyways, I hope you all have a very wonderful day, and thanks for watching.